Hello everyone and welcome to RealTalk Thursdays with Cherice and I have the pleasure of having Jamal with me from Sentinel Inspections.
Yes.
Hi Jamal, how are you?
I'm awesome today, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. So I'm really excited to have you today to talk about home inspections. I think that's one of the critical parts of the transaction that a lot of people don't take as seriously as they should. So tell me a little bit about what's included in your basic home inspection.
So the home inspection is definitely one of the most important aspects of the home buying process. So with the home inspection, we cover all the components of the home. So the 5 major systems are the structural, the roof covering, HVAC, electrical, plumbing, and we evaluate all the systems. We evaluate each individual outlet, every plumbing fixture throughout, and the heat source. So if we turn on the heat or the air conditioning, we'll scan with the thermal to verify that it's producing the proper temperatures throughout the home. So we'll pretty much make sure that your home is safe, it's a safe environment, and it's not going to cost you a lot of money to maintain it. So we will go over the steps to maintain your house and potential problems that you could have in the future.
What about other things like mold or asbestos or any of those things?
Awesome.
Do you also do those inspections?
Yes, we do. So we are indoor air quality specialists. So we are mold remediators, indoor air quality takers. So we're able to do mold samples, asbestos, bulk sampling, and radon measurement. And radon is the second lead cause in lung cancer, right behind smoking, and it's present in all homes at varying quantities. And the only way to find out those levels is to get your home tested. So they recommend testing that twice a year, and that is an additional thing, but that's something that we will discuss during the inspection if that's something that that is needed for you. Air quality with mold. If there's a home that's previously flooded, and the drywall or baseboard been wet for more than 24 hours, there's a chance for it could be mold. So if we see that situation during a home inspection, we would recommend an air quality check just to find out the mold spores and quantities in your air quality. With mold, elderly and the younger people are more susceptible to the side effects from mold. The symptoms are like runny nose, coughing, sneezing, headaches, and similar to a common cold. So it's just when you're moving into a new environment, you want to know what you're breathing, because a lot of times our environments are making us sick and we don't know it. So when we go to the doctors ask us everything, where we've been, what we ate, and things like that, but don't access the environment that we're living in. And sometimes that is the thing that's making us sick. So I always recommend to, get an inspection to find out the truth about your house. So we just tell the truth.
Very good. And so you were telling me that you also specialize in HPAP inspections?
Yes. So we also do the government assistance type of inspections. HPAP is one for government workers. They receive a credit, and the house has to be to certain specifications for the loan to be passed. So it has to have an inspection, and the inspection has to pass. So that's different than a normal home inspection, because with a normal home inspection, we'll do the inspection and we'll give you all the defects that we find, and you have the decision to say, you and your agent, you'll negotiate and talk to the seller, and they'll either fix the items, give you money, or they'll allow escrow you can fix on your own. But with HVAC, it's a program that the items would need to be fixed. So their main thing is making sure all homes are safe, sound, and sanitary. So that's the items that we'll look for. Anything that can harm you, or is a big deficiency throughout the house, like a leaking roof, damaged foundation, leaking water heater, old water heater, HVAC system not functioning, insufficient power with the electrical coming in. So if you ever see the electrical wire outside, and if you see it fraying or you see the rubber coating is gone, that's more than likely your house asks for more power and that's coming in, and that would need to be rectified. So those is a few items that we look for. We look for major things with HVAC, and not necessarily cosmetic items like damaged drywall and things like that.
Okay. And so for asbestos, if there is asbestos in the floor, what is the remediation for that?
Okay. So if you think about purchasing a home that was built prior to 1979, it's chances that the building materials that were used could have asbestos inside of it. So before 1979, before it was banned, they actually interwoven asbestos fibers with the different materials. So the main things that we see are the 9x9 tiles, the smaller square tiles that you mainly see in the basements, or maybe the stucco acoustic ceiling. So those are items that have a high chance of containing large amounts of asbestos. And normally, if they're not disturbed, they're not an issue. But the issues that I run across more often than not is in basements, in older homes with basements that had asbestos tile floors. And if you walk around the perimeter of the basement, if you see any cracks in the tile, that's an issue, because asbestos is not harmful to you unless it's cracked or compromised, and they allow you to inhale it, and that's what causes cancer, like mesothelioma and like asbestosis. So as long as it's not cracked or damaged, it's okay. But if it is exposed, then it would need to be covered or encapsulated or removed. And that's something that you want to have a licensed asbestos supervisor or inspector evaluate and kind of give you your options.
Okay, what about signs of water when our clients are looking at properties?
So signs of water. So we can find moisture intrusion from an old home to a new house just built. And that's honestly something that you have to work on constantly. The main thing that allows water intrusion is grading. That's the main thing that I see. So when the ground around the house is not sloped away, it should have a 1/4 inch per foot slope. So when water hits it, it flows away. That's what we want to see, around the perimeter of your house. But when that would need to be built up like every year or two, because water washes soil away. So when the water washes away, you have to build it back up. So a lot of times I see the ground slope this way. So when it rains, water is sitting up against the foundation, and that's a bad condition. So when I go in the basement, I see a lot of white substance on the block wall. That's called efflorescence. So that's saying the moisture is in contact with the wall and it's starting to transfer through. So you need to fix the grading. If you go to like your rear entry door, and around your door you see moisture stains or water stains, more than likely there's water intrusion there. Other than that, I use my senses. I always recommend my clients to use your senses. That's the thing that's going to tell first. So if you go in a home, you smell like a musty odor, more than likely there could be an issue. So don't always think that you're wrong. So it's always, I'll just use your senses. If you see things that don't look quite right, if you see the baseboards are yellow all around your basement, or if you see the carpet's discolored, more than likely that's a sign of a previous leak. And with every home inspection with me, with Sentinel Inspections, we use a thermal camera. And I will highly recommend, if you are thinking of a purchasing a home, I would make sure that you get a home inspector that uses a thermal camera, because the home inspection is invasive, non-invasive. So you can't take anything apart. So we really use our tools to kind of go to the next level. And what a thermal does, it's a heat detecting instrument. So it will tell us if the material is cool compared to the other, then it's more than likely an air leak or it's been moist or wet. So if we see a situation like that, we use a moisture meter, and that just kind of confirms or denies what we see with the thermal. So that's how we can make sure that's not wet, or see if it is actively wet then. But that's the main thing.
So tell everyone a little bit about your warranties that you have at your home inspections. I thought that was pretty neat.
Awesome. Yes. So we have a new program that we started this year. We actually give warranties for every home inspection, and they're free to you. And the first one is a 5-year roof leak warranty. So after the inspection, as long as there are no signs of leaks during the inspection, you'll be given a 5-year roof warranty. The others was a 90-day warranty, a 90-day on all your appliances. So your water lines, drains, your water heater, your kitchen appliances like your dishwashers and your oven, your structural wall. So as long as there are no signs of damage or your structural wall, you'll be covered for after inspection, 90 days after inspection if you were discovered. There's also a mold warranty. So as long as we don't find mold at the time of inspection, you'll be covered for 90 days after, and they'll be free to you. They all have deductibles, but you don't have to pay them. They'll roll them out of the money they give you. And we also have a sewer guard warranty, and that covers the drain line exiting the house to the street. And that's normally an area that, with the home inspection, we wouldn't be able to evaluate. So that's just some that additional coverage. So say if there's a tree root that may damage your pipe, your drain pipe going to road, you'll be covered for that. And also you will receive porch, which is another service that we offer for free to you. It's $100 towards handyman fixes for your first year. So that kind of helps you with caulking, vegetation, yard work, TV mounting, and the smaller things that kind of help out. $100 not a lot, but it definitely does help with the move-in process. And also it's a concierge service. With my warranties, they'll actually contact you to help you install your cable, your utilities, and things like that. So it's a great service, and like I said, it's free to use, so it doesn't hurt to use.
Very good. So how do they get in contact with you?
So I have a website, sentinelhi.com, SENTINELHI.com, and that's also on Instagram and Facebook. My personal number is 301-832-2682. If I'm not able to answer your call, feel free to leave a message or even text. Sometimes I find text messages are extremely beneficial, because if I'm on an inspection, I can see your message right then and respond a lot quicker than I would be with voicemail and trying to call each other back. So whatever way you prefer, I'll be available.
All right. Thank you so much for coming out and talking with me.
No problem at all.
Have a good one.
All right. Thank you. Awesome.